You're gonna provide the music. You provide the music, Ellie. Music time.
I don't have any music. So.
You always have music.
Music.
Music. Nothing? You got nothing?
No.
Nothing at all?
No, nothing.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to That's Delicious for April 16th, 2020. It is I, Dalibor, and in the middle is
Ellie.
Let me put the microphone down a little bit and adjust the camera a little bit there so you're not hidden. And we're also joined by Christina, aka Mama, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And we're going to have a fun show tonight. Stop playing with the microphone. You're going to crack my hand open. We're going to have a fun show tonight because we have a very special guest. But let's finish the intro, our fun intro stuff. Again, thank you to Jordon, our big shot VIP. Jordon David is his kind of first two names, his middle name. He's an awesome guy. At Jaypher, JAYPHER _ on Twitter, something like that. Check it out. He's a good guy. Thank you for being our big shot VIP. He has been so gracious enough to subscribe to our Patreon. I think it's awesome. I still owe you a sketch. It's coming. I'm working on it. Also, a shout out to our friends at Art and Jake's, who are, if you're celebrating Orthodox Easter, if you're looking for good food, they're doing their Orthodox Easter menu. You can see it on the screen right now. Feel free to give them a call, 586-532-9600. Victor and the team over there. They got some really good food set up. And make sure you make your calls by Saturday at 2 o'clock because that's the last kind of the cutoff. But I know a lot of Nashi are going to be getting some food ready for Sunday. It's our Easter, Orthodox Easter. Today, we have a very special guest. You know who the guest is, Ellie?
It's Alex.
It's Alex. Let me add Alex. Hey, Alex, how's it going? Here, I'll scoot us in. Let me
Hey,
do this.
fam, how you guys doing?
We are good. Hey, there we go. That's better. It's Christina's, your mama's cousin, Alex from Toronto. I'm like giving like this.
How you guys doing?
From Toronto, of British accent in Toronto.
Pinkies up.
Pinkies up. We decided to have Alex on because first of all, Alex is awesome. He's your cousin.
Yep.
And therefore cousin by marriage to me.
My wedding partner.
Yes, you were the wedding partner. But I mean, Alex and I were tight. We're tight. And we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. We wanted to chat with him a little bit, see how he's doing. Right, Ali? It's going to be a lot of fun, right? We always have a lot of fun chatting with family. It's always good to connect with family. What we wanted to do was you guys, our viewers get to see kind of the fun show, this immediate family, when we have guests on. But we figured, why not connect with actual family members, blood relatives, because I think it's always important to connect with the people that you love and that are part of your family. And yes,
we need to tell them about the document.
The document. What document?
Use this to look busy.
What's that? Oh yeah. Oh geez, I didn't post it, but maybe I'll post it in a second here as we're talking. But yeah, Eliana did something really, really pretty funny today. I'll see if I can put the image up somewhere else. She was so we're homeschooling, right? Or not homeschooling, but she's schooling from home. And you'll understand this, Alex, when your guy gets older here. We're doing the whole home thing, and Christina had gone upstairs or somewhere today, and then I had she had to actually go into work today to prepare for the comeback. But I went over to Eliana and I was gonna say something, but I saw her like typing something, and it wasn't homework. And I looked, and I'm like, what is she typing? And I stopped, and I said, Ellie, what do you have on your screen? And she looked at me. She's like, and she turned white. Face turned white. And I leaned in, and it was a Google Doc. And the title of the Google Doc was, what's the title of the Google Doc was?
Use this to look busy.
Use this to look busy was the title of the Google Doc. And it had just some random.
I saw that.
Yep. Far too smart right now. Terrifying. So she was already trying to sneak. She's already pulling workforce level tricks, actually. This is the stuff that people do. So yeah, good job, Eliana. Yeah.
When she orders one of these 3M screen privacy screens
you can
for
get
her laptop or her iPad, be worried.
So anyways, yeah, we wanted to get Alex on because it was great to it's gonna be great to chat with Alex and see how they're doing. We have our Daniela says hi, cousin. So there you go.
Hey, cuz.
So Alex, you live in a whole other country than we live in.
Yes. Yeah. No, it's great. By the way, that Easter menu looked fantastic. I wonder what the Uber cost would be to get that shipped up to here.
Uber Eats, can you
And
deliver
would it be
from Detroit
considered
area
essential
to Toronto?
service?
So what's first of all,
Yeah.
you are healthy.
Yes.
Obviously, I know, and it's been crazy all over the place. You guys were actually in Florida recently before you came. You were kind of held back in Florida for a little while, right? Or
yeah. When all this kind of really kicked off, Lauren, Tripp, and I were in Florida, and it was kind of surreal watching Donald every night on TV giving some sort of an update.
Yeah.
But we just used the time when we were there to relax inside the condo. It's a small building. Almost everybody there is retired.
Okay.
So most of those snowbirds left, and then it was just us kind of hitting the pool by ourselves.
Wow.
They closed the beach in Fort Lauderdale early to get rid of a lot of the spring breakers. So that was good. But and then we drove home. So we drove down there. So we drove back up, and we stopped in South Carolina to see Lauren's sister, and then one time in West Virginia. And let me tell you, it slowly got more empty as you got more, drove north. And then once you got into New York State, because we crossed over in Erie and Buffalo, and once you got to New York State, it was just us and 18-wheelers on the road.
Wow.
It was empty, deserted. And the border was completely empty. There was not one person in front of us in line. It was drive-up service.
Did you have trouble crossing the border?
No, they can't deny a citizen to return back to their own country. We had to answer a lot of questions, health questions and such, and then we had to actually give an affirmation to say we would go home and self-quarantine for 2 weeks, which was really difficult with a 5-month-old baby. But we did it, and it was challenging. It still is, but at least now we can go for walks down the street. Before, we were just allowed in our backyard. You can't leave your property, is basically what they made you say. And it was, a little bit unnerving, but also refreshing somewhat when I got texts from the government saying, we saw your phone's been out of the country. You have to stay inside 2 weeks. Wow. And I'm thinking now, are they tracking the metadata on my phone? Can they tell if I sneak out to McDonald's to just run something through the drive-thru? And
wow.
Lauren and I discussed it, and we decided we're going to do our part and just stay in and be safe.
Good. Excellent. Hey, Jordon.
A lot of Uber Eats.
Yeah. It's right now, our experience in Michigan right now, where we're situated at, has been, we've slowly been getting more and more sort of quarantine. I mean, I don't want to say quarantine because we specifically don't have it, but actually this whole stay-at-home order has been getting a little bit more tighter as it goes along. Obviously, right? As people are we're trying to flatten the curve. We're trying to stay positive, so we're going out. We're doing walks. Obviously, we're connecting with people with the show like this, and we're trying to have as much fun as we can. And I can't imagine. And the reason I wanted to have you on was that travel from what happened to you guys in Florida when this thing was really starting to break to going up, driving that whole route, and you're saying, just seeing less and less and less people on the road as you kept going further north. Must have just been like driving into some monster movie or something, some crazy Hollywood film.
Yeah, driving in West Virginia is sketchy on a good day. But with this kind of is this going to turn into the Walking Dead situation in the back of your mind the whole drive? It was kind of funny. It was basically ghost towns everywhere. No restaurants were open. You could only go to the bathroom at Walmart. Like they weren't letting people into certain types of restaurants like McDonald's. They wouldn't let you in to go to the bathroom if you pulled over and went to one of those. So a lot of sketchy truck stop bathrooms. And when you've got to change diapers every hour or two, it was interesting, but we made it work. So we planned a good route so that we didn't have to drive any more than 6 hours in a day.
Oh, that's good. So you guys were able to drive, stop, then driving. That's good. You were able to take your time. So it's insane just to kind of experience that and to kind of see that sort of whole rainbow of change as it goes, the spectrum as it goes from one end to the other. And I mean, obviously places like Florida weren't hit hard up until recently. I think things are really starting to take place in Florida right now. But the further north, all these big metro areas where there's a lot of interaction, that's where a lot of the hotbeds have been. And so you guys made it. What's the situation like in Toronto right now?
It's ghost town, basically.
Yeah.
It's the third largest city between the United States and Canada. So it goes New York, LA, Toronto, Chicago, and it's empty. From what I see on the news, not because I'm not going out there. It's we've got a great healthcare system here, so it's one of the areas that's vulnerable, similar to everywhere else. It seems long-term care facilities and seniors homes. So, but other than that, we've got world-class medical facilities all over the province, and they're doing an amazing job that I can personally attest to how fantastic they are.
Great. So the little one won't even know, really. Obviously, he's only a few months old. He's not gonna remember any of this. How are you gonna tell him everything that he went through? That he, when he was born, he's like, son, you've lived through like the hardest thing that's potentially happened to the world, or I don't say what the hardest thing that's happened in very recent memory. You're gonna have a heck of a story to tell him.
Yeah. We're just Lauren keeps a journal. We take pictures of him all the time. So those are two of the things that we kind of do to A, pass the time, but B, also create a little bit of memory for the little guy. And that's it. And we try to connect as much as possible with family. Right. Those are they're great conversations. Right now he's doing, every day he's changing. He's trying a new food every day.
Cool.
His personality is developing all the time. So it's just, as fast as this pandemic is spreading around the world, as fast as this kid's growing. And it's a lot of fun.
Well, at least, you guys are there now. You're right there with your child. It's one of the things that's always toughest in sort of the working world is that, I know here in the States, we don't get enough. I don't think we get enough time to spend at home with our kids when they're kind of in these early formative years. And you guys have a little better situation in Canada. In the US, it's like, how many weeks did you have?
I was home for 8 weeks.
Christina was home for 8 weeks with Eliana when she was born, and look how Eliana turned out, man. But I'm just kidding. So, you're wonderful. You guys have a little bit more time there, obviously, to spend. So for the States here, now is the time for us to really connect with our kids and our families. And you're able to do that directly now, whether in the past you would have gone back to work or not, but now you're actually going through that connection phase very early on.
Yeah. No, it's great. I'm in Canada. They got some fantastic rules or programs around this. So I'm actually taking the parental leave because Lauren is a stay-at-home mom, so I'm entitled to take it. So I'm taking basically I don't go back to work until December.
Oh wow!
So
that's fantastic.
Yeah. Now, obviously, it's financially difficult to do that, but we worked hard to be able to put ourselves in that position to be able to make a choice like that and be able to enjoy this enough time with a guy. It's the most important thing. It's like work is not even nowhere close to second place.
Most definitely. And I'm sure, with the journaling that you said that Lauren's doing with the photography, we spoke to my friend John yesterday, and he's doing his sort of journaling with sketches like during this time, and I think a lot of folks are saying, I've been like watching, hopping on Facebook and stuff, and people they're writing messages. Here's what I did today. They're almost using Facebook as like a journal, so that, how Facebook will say, here's what you posted 3 years ago. Sometimes here's something you posted 5 years ago. They're doing stuff like that so that they can remember in a few years really kind of what they've lived through and experienced. And your journal, like you said, Lauren's taking photographs, and you guys are experiencing this stuff. And it's one of those really interesting times right now that we're going to see in a few years once everything is finally done with, and we're hopefully back to normal as much as possible. We look back on this time and say, well, we've made it through quite a bit, and now we're stronger, and we're more together because of it. So, yeah.
Ellie, you're living through history right now, And Tanya's a teacher, and one of the things she's doing with her students, is having them express themselves in whatever medium they feel most comfortable. So whether they want to write, whether it's an audio file, whether it's a video, whether they want to take clippings or anything that they want.
Great
it's
idea,
basically
actually.
keeping a journal of this, because you're living in history right now. Like this is history, and you're a piece of it. You're a part of it. So yeah, I'd say more power to you. If it helps you kind of get through some of these long days, that's fantastic. But you're living in history right now, and something that's going to be talked about for a very long time. Probably a movie with The Rock and Kevin Hart in
maybe
10 months,
you can be in the
something
movie
like that.
Yeah. There you go. Ellie, you could.
The next Fast and Furious will definitely have something to do with this.
Yeah, exactly. You can drive around inside your garage, and that'll basically be it.
Exactly.
So what have you been doing? Like, obviously you mentioned you've finally been able to go outside a little bit and go around the neighborhood. What other things have you guys been doing as a family? Have you been watching movies? Have you been trying to exercise at home, working, whatever? What have you been up to?
Let's just say Carol Baskin did it.
There you go.
And then obviously movies. We play a lot with Trip. We read books to him every day. So we have literally stacks and mountains of books that we're reading with him. I guess, as you guys know, my mom, she's still in the hospital, but was going through a really rough time with COVID. She was in the ICU and on a ventilator for over 2 weeks. So every day was calling the hospital multiple times a day, getting updates on her, trying to get if we could get a FaceTime once a week, just to, even though she was asleep, just to see her and let her hear our voices, and then relaying those messages, because my dad also is sick, or he's getting better now, by the way, and
great.
And so is mom. She's off the ventilator. She's out of the ICU. They had the little parade of all the doctors kind of clapping for her when she got out of there. So that was great.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
But yeah, but it's, it was really challenging, but at the same time, I don't think I've ever felt closer to my brothers and sisters, to my, aunts and uncles and stuff like that, because I was talking to them literally every day. And I was the one who was doing all the communication with the hospital and the doctors and the nurses, and they're heroes.
Sure.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
On top of all the essential workers who are, keeping stores open, and emergency services people, the frontline healthcare heroes, they deserve all the praise and credit that we can ever give them. And I'm hoping when this is all done, there'll be a little bit more than an online Lady Gaga concert. There'll be something really big, or maybe we get a holiday for these frontline workers.
I think it's a great idea. Yeah,
something like that. A nice, a day for everybody to respect and maybe remember the people that we lost, but also to think, and reflect on how grateful and how lucky we are to have these healthcare workers.
Yes,
taking care of us and having our backs.
You couldn't agree more. I mean, it's the work that they've done in helping us get through this. I mean, Donna, our my sister-in-law, your sister, your cousin, there's with the hearts there. Works in the medical industry. A lot of the people that are viewing this are working in the medical industry. We have a lot of friends and a lot of relatives. Obviously, a lot of our relatives are in the medical side of things, and they've been incredible heroes in this, and we can't thank them enough. And I really do hope that when this is finally done and over, obviously for you and your family especially, you guys have gone through this. You're still going through this. Luckily, things are looking very positive now, and we're all so happy. I'm hopeful that the rest of the world sees what these wonderful people are doing and helping us and doing the best they can and pulling these insane hours, to do this stuff. And they could easily quit. They can just say, I'm done. I can't handle it. But they're doing even more now than they ever did. And so to see, how their work is, I guess, paying off. I don't want to say paying off, but how their dedication is helping people like you and your family. I think it's just so wonderful. And they really are, they're doing the most amazing work on the planet right now. And we can't thank them enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Alex.
Yeah. No, it's that's the silver lining to this,
Yes.
Corona cloud. As if we come away with a greater appreciation for the sacrifices that these guys make, because it's not just during a pandemic, it's any time that they walk into a room with someone who's sick, not only providing their knowledge and expertise to heal them, but putting themselves at risk of maybe catching whatever that individual had, or it's stressful work, and it's, I think, underappreciated. That's for sure.
Definitely. Well, Alex, I know our families, just our family with your family has gotten closer. Our families, we've gotten closer with our friends. You've mentioned what this has sort of done to reconnect us weirdly in ways that we weren't quite kind of expecting. I mean, we've been using Facebook, Skype, Zoom, these types of stuff. All of us have been connecting more. And I guess, like you said, we're going to see a lot of silver linings. We're going to see, potentially families become closer and tighter, and people really realizing it's important to stay connected, and, important to continually be with your family, talking to your family in every way possible, and be supportive. Like Donna says, she loves us all. And so, we're very thankful to have you on. It's awesome to have, get updates about what's happening, in your neck of the woods. And we're so thankful that things are sounding good, looking good. And we can't wait to hang out again. I mean, I owe you some beers. I think I got some basketball and baseball cards with some of your guys' names on it ready to go. So we're going to be showing up there. It'll be a good time.
For sure. Yeah. And, we're all excited for when this thing starts passing and we can start to get back to normal, and get to celebrate with our extended families more, right? Because connecting like this is great, but nothing beats putting your arms around somebody, giving them a big hug, and having a Slovakia or having a steak or whatever it might be, spending some of that quality time. That's
Definitely.
for sure.
Definitely. And we look forward to it. We can't wait.
Yep.
All right. Well, Alex, thank you again so much. And thank you for joining us tonight. It was a blast. It was great to talk to you. I want you to stick around for Eliana's joke of the day, because it's time for Eliana's.
Hold on, we need to answer the 2 questions.
Oh, I'm sorry. We need to answer the 2 questions. Eliana has the 2 questions he answers every day.
The weather is cloudy.
Cloudy and cold.
And for breakfast, I had a bagel.
For breakfast, she had a bagel. So there you go. Donna, Uncle Jimmy. The weather was cloudy and she had a bagel. Wait, let me share the screen here. So we had the special guest was Alex. Now it's time for Eliana's joke of the day.
What do you call a cow that fell into a hole?
What do you call a cow that fell into a hole? I have no idea. What do you?
Holy cow.
Holy cow. This has been
Eliana's joke of the day.
Eliana's joke of the day. And this has been That's Delicious. Thank you again, Alex, for joining us. Say hi to the family. We love you guys. We can't wait to hang out again. And we will see you again very soon. We'll see everybody again tomorrow night.
No, Donna, I had Pop-Tarts yesterday.
She had Pop-Tarts. Don't look at me. Tell her you had Pop-Tarts yesterday.
Pop-Tarts yesterday.
She's like, I had Pop-Tarts yesterday. Everybody else, again, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you. Tomorrow, what are we going to do? We're gonna paint eggs. We're gonna color eggs because it's our Easter coming up. So we get to actually color some eggs. It'll be a lot of fun. And you guys get to watch us. Alex, thank you. Say hi to everybody there. Everybody overwatching us. That's not even a phrase, is it? Everybody else watching us. We'll see you on the next episode of
The Potato Show.
That's Delicious. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Wave. Bye, everybody. Wave. Bye.